guys, it's Beth from SweetHearts Hair and welcome to another video. So, seeing this style on Instagram, love it. It's like, we just can't decide, can we, Ebony? Basically, we do not know what to call this style. So, I think in the description, I'll probably just put like mermaid braid, and then I'd like you to look at the braid, look how it's finished at the end, and try and come up with name ideas for me. And then the one that I like best, I'll go back, edit the video, and put that name in. So please, suggestions for the name of this braid. Okay guys, so I'm gonna take a section of hair. You're gonna need, by the way, loads of elastics for this style, okay? So, taking a section of hair, just using my fingers, and I'm gonna pop in a little elastic. I'm then gonna just create a little bit of volume. I'm kind of doing a really pulled out version of this, but you can definitely not bother with all this faffing and make it more like a sort of school style or a smarter braid. Now, the rest of the elastics that we're going to be putting down into the hair are going to be covered, but this top one here isn't. So if you don't mind, you can just leave that showing. If you don't like the fact that you can see that top elastic, do my little cover up trick. So those of you that are seeing this, just fast forward this bit, but if you haven't, it's just a really small strand taken around that elastic. I'm just at a weird angle here, guys, so bear with. And then you hold it, you pinch it at the back, and then attach another elastic underneath there. So I'm just kind of pinching that strand behind there, popping another elastic in. And then what you do is you kind of just like wiggle it up. And there you go, that's covered now. Okay, next I'm just gonna flip that bit up, pin it out of my way, and we're gonna take another section of hair. Pop another elastic in, guys. Release that hair down. And again, I'm gonna just tease that top layer. Okay, so we're ready to start this sort of like braid technique, and basically it's not really braiding at all, it's weaving sections up and down. So basically we've got an underneath pony and a top pony like that. You're going to take a small section from the top and just bring it away from that thick section. You're then going to break a section off from the bottom ponytail, like that. Okay? You're then going to take another section from the top, and that section's going to come through there and join with that one. You can just kind of grab these ones underneath. Okay? Breaking another section from the bottom ponytail. Break another section from the top ponytail. And this one underneath comes up, and this one underneath comes down. So basically we've still got a top ponytail and a bottom ponytail, but we've just split them up like that. So let's go again. So bottom ponytail gets a little split there. Top ponytail gets a little split there. So the bottom one comes up and the top one comes down. So you're just like swapping them over. So bottom one gets a little split, top one gets a little split, bottom one comes up, top one comes down. So I'm left, guys, with a little piece on the top, little piece on the bottom. Now I want to make sure that the outside section is always from the top piece of hair, not the bottom. So I'm going to make sure this is my last piece now. So the bottom one comes up, the top one comes down. Can you see how the top ponytail is always the one on the outside? It's going to look pretty when we pull it out in a minute. So basically what you're left with is that hair weaved through like that, through, okay? I'm then going to take this weave section here, pull it up and out the way, We're then going to take another slice of hair, like that. So slices of hair from either side, and we're going to join it into this weaved hair here. So literally just grab hold of the whole lot like that and pop an elastic in. Release that hair down, and what you're left with is this, okay? So what I want you to do is just hold onto that hair and take each individual strand that you weaved through before and tease it out. And I'm going to go a bit crazy big, I'm not going to lie. You're probably going to start shouting at your screen in a minute like, no, stop. But I want it to be a big, exaggerated braid. Yeah, so I'm going to stop there, guys. It's so tempting to go bigger, but no, I'm going to stop. Okay, so we're basically going to repeat the process now. So again, we've got a top pony and an underneath pony. So we're going to take a section from the top. Don't have to keep them in the same sections that they're already falling in. You can kind of divide them up a little bit. So section from the top comes out the way, section from the bottom comes up, section from the top comes down, section from the bottom comes up, section from the top comes down, section from the bottom comes up, and just keep going, guys. Don't forget, guys, on this last piece you've got a top piece and a bottom piece, right? You want to make sure that the outside section is always on this side. So I'm going to make that my last one, split it either side like that, and then I've guaranteed that that outside piece is there. So lift up the hair again. I personally am keeping this very, very loose and mermaidy. So you see how I've swept the hair downwards, but you can definitely make this tighter. Pop another elastic in, guys. Release that hair down. And again, so you can see where you're going to be working. You're going to be working these sections here, and also like the outside sections you can tease a little bit if you want to. And then you guessed it, guys, we're going to go again. What we're thinking, guys, can you think of a name for this yet? It's a bit like, some people I think I've heard them call it a banana bunch, which I don't really like as much, or the bushel braid. My husband said it looks like a Chinese lantern. I think it's like a similar technique to a pull-through braid, but I don't know. I'd like to hear in the comments what you think. Now, guys, we ran out of hair underneath, but that's okay. You'll just literally keep the technique going with the top pony and the bottom pony, doing exactly the same. So just exchanging your sections. So can you see, guys, that because we're using elastics, one of my favourite things, We really can go to town. So I'm not just pulling it sort of up, I'm also keeping that width to the hair, which is so eye-catching. Okay guys, last bit now. Guess what? This little bit here, because I'm going to make this my last section, you don't need to do the thready thing. All you need to do is just kind of capture it all together, and because they're already in like strands like that, look what happens. So if I just kind of catch that there, hold on to it, and I can create that bubble effect without having to do the weave thing. And again guys, I am just going to cover that bottom elastic exactly the same way as we did at the top. And then guys, just go in and just have a little bit, I call it faffing. I don't know what you call it where you're from, but basically like messing around with it. So if I feel like there's a piece of hair that isn't very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, defined, so it's sort of a bit flat, that's got a nice bit of definition there, I can just go in with a little bit of spray and just use my fingers to just kind of create that little bit of definition that I'm after. Always worth having a look all the way round a style, because where you're standing might look great and then you sort of walk to the other side and you're like, oh no. Okay guys, that's the style finished. Don't forget to write in the comments for me a name idea. I'm going to do a little spin for you now. So thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you all again next week for another video. Bye!